made a video here last week about the 14 states that wouldn't tax my pension, and I had a couple of subscribers ask me to make a video on retiring abroad. So that is a pretty diverse subject, but I'm going to tackle it. Okay, so first thing I thought we would do is take a look at 9 things to know before retiring abroad. You guys, we all dream of relaxed days in the sunshine and perhaps enjoying the great outdoors and immersing ourselves in a new culture. But there's some things we need to think about if we are seriously considering living abroad. First of obvious is the cost of living and the prices of stuff you're going to have. Absolutely vital question, right? Do I have enough money to live in that country? And what's the exchange rate? Because if the exchange rate goes up or down, obviously that can change, right? So often the best places for an international move for your retirement can be some of the cheaper ones. You can be very comfortable in South Africa, Vietnam, Ecuador. Can you get your pension if you live abroad? These are the kind of questions you have to think about. Second one is politics and safety. Is the country safe? Because a lot of times, just because we read about it may not mean it's a completely safe place to live. And some of the things that we hear that say they aren't safe sometimes are. Medical care. Medical care is a huge factor, you guys. If you can't get good, solid medical care and you have any sort of health problems, that can create a huge problem for you in going forward as far as what you can do. And you may be personally liable for medical costs in some countries. So if you don't have good enough insurance, you could be on the hook for the bill. Next up, visas and legal residency requirements. Many countries will let you stay for up to 6 months with just a visa. Some have certain requirements and some have long-term and different things, but it's individual to each country, right? So that's a good thing to ask about. Access. The next consideration is where you're going to retire. And is it easy to leave and get to your destination? Like, is there an airport close? The other thing is it a small airport? Is it going to be you fly into a large city and then you have to catch a little hopper on a little plane to get in? Another thing is the climate. Now, as retirees, I tend to think sun, right? Warmer climates are better. And some of these may have nice summers, but a little bit gentle winters or whatnot. So all these things to think about. Next is lifestyle and friends. Because you're going to want to have a place where you can have friends and have things to do in there. And if it's a country, for example, that you don't speak the language, it could create a big problem if you don't have any other English-speaking neighbors or friends in that area. Next thing to think about is local culture. It's not just about what the retiree experience is, but it's like, what do you want to retire? Places like Jamaica, Mexico can bring out color-filled evenings, and they might make it easier to be socially active in those environments. If not, you may be looking for some place where you have a lot more English speakers, someplace in Europe or Australia, maybe New Zealand. And of course, the food. Now, I love international cuisine. It's one of my things. But for a lot of people, they're a little skeptical on trying new things. And that certainly is an important thing to consider if you're moving to a foreign country. So, what is the best countries? We've got a couple different websites we're going to look at. Let's start here. So here's one that says the best countries to retire in 2020, the complete list. And the way this one breaks it down is geographical, you guys. So it starts with the best countries in Europe. Number 1 is Portugal. Portugal is often overlooked by expats nowadays, but the country is still one of the best retirement destinations ever. It offers quality health care, a comfortable climate, excellent seafood, and the cost of living is the lowest in Europe. In fact, it was ranked number 1 on International Living's Retirement Index 2020. Next one is Spain, and third is France. What about if you want Latino flair? Latin American countries. Number 1, Panama. First of all, Panama is great for expats because a lot of the people there speak English because it's the second most common language there because of the Panama Canal Zone, right? It also, U.S. dollar is the currency. So you don't have to learn how to convert money because it's already there. Number 2 in Latin America is Costa Rica. It's known as the Switzerland of Latin America. It's peaceful and safe, has a strong banking system, and it's also a neutral country. One of their major differences, though, is the cost of living is far cheaper than most European countries. Average cost of living of retirees in Costa Rica is around $1,500 a month US, so pretty inexpensive. Number 3 in Latin America is Mexico. And Mexico is popular because, first of all, there's a lot of large expat communities, the Lake Chapala region. There's a lot of expat communities down there, and it's close to home. So getting back, if you have a family emergency, let's say in the States, is easy. What about in Asia? Number 1, they give to Japan. Number 2, they give to Singapore. And number 3, they give to Vietnam. All right, let's take another look at another list. All right, and this one actually counts down, you guys. So let's take a look at this. This is from the Business Insider, and this is counting down the top 5. So Latin America, Colombia. Colombia gets an 83.4, and I don't know how these scores break down, but I'm assuming higher is better. Housing, 80. Healthcare, 94, really good. And cost of living, 88. It says Nancy Kiernan was initially drawn to Colombia because of its so biodiverse. In fact, you guys, Colombia is the second most biodiverse nation on planet Earth. So it has everything from living on the beach to living in the mountains to living in a rainforest, whatever you need. She found she could obtain a renewable 3-year Colombian retirement visa by providing proof that she had $750 in annual income from Social Security. $750 annually, and they gave her a visa. She said that though she lived in Medellin, which is a bigger city with a population of about 4 million, it had a smaller town vibe. So, gone are the days of the big drug cartels in Colombia. It's actually a very, very good choice for people to move nowadays. Next one is Mexico, number 4. And here's a picture of San Miguel de Allende, which has a large American population. They give an overall score of 83.8. Housing is 91. Healthcare is 88. Mexican healthcare, you guys, is very good. Popular to contrary belief here in the United States, it has a very good health system. Cost of living is 86. Don Murray, who retired in 2014, found the country had several expat enclaves, making it easy to assimilate. As we talked about before, there's a lot of different expat communities in Mexico. So if you're looking for a community where you can have some other Americans around, it's easy to find there. Number 3, Costa Rica. Costa Rica's made the list on a couple of times now, and they give Costa Rica an overall score of 85.3, housing an 85, healthcare a 96, so really good, you guys. Cost of living is a little bit lower at 82, but still pretty inexpensive. Here there's more time to actually stop and smell the roses. Combine that with great waves, an amazing climate, and a culture that places family, friends, and relaxed quality of life above all. It's easy to see why many people come for a week and then decide to stay for a decade or even a lifetime. Number 2, Panama. As we talked about before, Panama has English as a second language, and it uses the American dollar. Gets an overall score of 85.8. Housing score of 88. Healthcare 94, very good. Cost of living 89, so all pretty good. Jessica Ramesh retired in Panama City and lives there alone for about $2,600 a month, and that's including her rent, groceries, utilities, and entertainment, you guys, so pretty inexpensive. Number 1 on this list, Portugal. Now, Portugal is one that we've actually considered because my wife is from Europe, and they have really nice. The Silver Coast is beautiful. Portugal gets an overall score of 86. Housing is 93, so very inexpensive. Healthcare is 98, and the cost of living is 85. Portugal has several expat enclaves, including cities like Porto and Lisbon, and the beach havens like Cascais and Algarve. In addition to having an affordable lifestyle with quality healthcare, a temperate climate, and excellent food and wine. Tricia Pimentel, who has lived in Portugal for 7 years, said she and her husband moved there for a more ephemeral reasons, an overarching sense of well-being we experienced here. So, you guys, what's the right choice for you? It's hard to say because, again, everybody is going to have their own wishes and needs. So the right answer might not be the right answer for you, right answer for me, right answer for everybody else. But it's something to think about. So I hope you got something out of this. If you did, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, you guys, you know the deal. Hit the red button, subscribe to the channel. All right, we'll see you. Thanks a lot.